So a long time ago, when I was out in the desert, back when I was in the Air Force, I was at Prince Sultan Air Base. Which shout out to all those who've been there. I was there when it was Tent City, when we were living in tents. That was a long time ago. But I was pretty young in the Air Force. I was pretty new in the Air Force. I was excited to have my first TDY, and I actually learned a lot because I was at Moody. Stateside bases are trash. You don't really have a mission. People just basically pick at each other all day. It's basically inter-office drama. That's all you deal with. When I went to the desert, that's when you kind of realize what the job is, what the Air Force is. That's operational. That's actual real-world operational. But one of the things I realized is, so one day I was driving a bus, and we have to go through these Jersey barriers to get back from Tent City to the workplaces and things like that. So I cut it a little sharp on one of the turns going through the Jersey barriers, and I hit the Jersey barrier with the side of the bus. I was stuck. There's nothing I could do. I just had to keep going with this Jersey barrier screeching against the side of the bus. I wound up knocking over the Jersey barrier. The back wheels run over the Jersey barrier, breaks it in half, and it did some damage to the bus, and I felt bad. I called the police. I called the SPs over. I said, "Hey, yeah, I just did this, man. I'm sorry about your wall." But he was like, "Whatever, dude. Just take it to maintenance and see what they want to do with it." And I was like, just kind of just stunned. I was like, "There's nothing. You don't want to do a report?" And I didn't say that because I was getting off scot-free, and I wanted to keep going with my day. But he didn't really care. And then I took it to maintenance, and I called it into my dispatch, and they didn't really care. They were like, "Okay, yeah, is the bus operational?" And I said, "Yeah." So okay, keep going. So I did my route, I did my stuff, dropped off the people I needed to, and I went back to maintenance, and maintenance didn't care. They were like, "Is there a puncture? Is it still operational?" And they didn't care. So the whole thing was just a big chain of, yeah, we don't care. And what I realized is, when you're out in the desert, the vehicles that are out there, the vehicles that I was driving, that I was operating, were on their last leg. These things were basically DRMO, which DRMO is like the junkyard for the military. When things are way past and it's too expensive to repair them anymore, or they've been replaced by new equipment, it goes to the military junkyard. Military junkyard isn't just like a civilian junkyard. They have to specially take care of these things to get rid of them. But I realized that those things, it didn't matter, because the things that were out there were on their last leg. Yes, this is a long story, but it has to do with Dan Slott. Dan Slott is at it again, doing his bullshit. Now, I want you to understand something about Dan Slott. Dan Slott has been nasty to the customers, the buyers, since the days of like message boards, back when it wasn't like Reddit, and it wasn't a centralized Twitter or Reddit. There was just like comic book message boards out there that some were popular, some weren't. Dan Slott has been antagonizing fans for about 20 years. So now that he's got this bigger audience, now that he's got this bigger platform, which is Twitter, and the powers that be at Twitter back him up. They gave him a blue check mark. He has the right politics. He has power to sort of to suggest people get removed. He loves that power. He loves being the celebrity, because he, a long time ago, wrote some good Spider-Man comics. He hasn't been on Spider-Man in about 2 to 3 years. Honestly, he hasn't been putting in decent work in about 15 years. So that's who Dan Slott is. And he got this tweet, and basically he's trying to tell his fellow pros, hey, and Dan Slott's one of the bigger guys in Marvel Comics. He's supposed to be like the elder statesman, the guy who's just been there too long. I mean, been there the longest. And he's supposed to be the one who the younger writers look up to. And he's doing dumb shit like this, but Marvel's on its last legs. The big two, the comic book industry as we knew it, this comic book industry that was shiny and new to a lot of people in the 90s, has rolled on, and it's racked up a lot of miles, and it's racked up a lot of damage. So here we are in 2021. 4 years ago, Indiegogo crowdfunding started to be the new thing, started to be the thing that replaced it, started to get all the buzz. Now we have Substack. Substack is the next new thing that's starting to get all the buzz, that's starting to replace it. It's too expensive, and it would take too much energy and effort to fix that old comic system, the old system that Marvel and DC. So it's time to just, if he wants to do that, nobody cares. We're at the point where you are obsolete, and honestly, I'm surprised he's stuck his head back up after the 616. I did a video on that a few months ago. After that 616 came out, and it made him look like a complete asshole, I'm really surprised he's stuck his head up, because you talk about privileged position. They a lot of these people like to talk about the privileged position that white creators have in the industry. You're looking straight at Dan Slott. Dan Slott is just one of those guys who's sitting on past success, sitting on the fact that he's been there forever. That's why he gets Iron Man, which is, his Iron Man run was terrible. That's why he gets that. He has that privilege, and I'm really surprised that he's just not hoping people don't notice it. But that's the situation. I saw this come up yesterday. Your boy Zach did a video on it. Just some guy did a really good video on it. But this is my take on it. It's like the DRMO vehicles. It's on its last leg. If it rips a door off, who cares? If it, if it breaks an axle, who cares? If the drive shaft falls out of it, it was junk anyway. And that's the situation that we have with Dan Slott. Dan Slott, this is the situation that you've created. Nobody's going to do anything about you. You think it's because you have this power. You think it's because you're Dan Slott, writer of Spider-Man stories from 15 years ago. No, the reason why nobody's going to take you to task on it is because you're about to be out in the pasture, and they're just waiting, because it would take too much effort and too much energy to fix you. They're just going to wait until your engine drops out. So that's the situation with that. Enjoy your sinking ship, Marvel. If you guys don't want to fix it, plenty of other people want to make money. Plenty of other people are making money in the comic book industry. The comic book industry has evolved. There's a new model. You're the old model. Enjoy the junkyard. Enjoy mothballs. Enjoy rusting out. That's all I got for this one. You guys go have a good day. I am Nerdicane. Hit a like, hit a subscribe, and bye.